What's going on? What's going on, my peeps? What's going on, my peeps? This your guy Ray coming to you live all the way from here. Where's here? Right here. I'm telling you, I'm here and I'm live and I'm in color. You know what you got to do. You got to, if you hit the subscribe if you're on YouTube, you got to hit this like, share, all that. You got to hit notification, whatever platform that you're on, because I'm on a bunch of them right now. I need you to hit them all. And look, and I stole this from somebody, so don't think it's original. I want to offer an HBO special, because I need to get up to at least 1,000 on my IG. I need to get up. I'm close to 500, a little bit over 400, but I need to just get 1,000, and then we'll go from there. So I'm running this HBO special, and I stole this from somebody, so it's not original. My HBO special is help a brother out. Help a brother out. I got my IG going up there. Listen real quick, because I want to talk about growth versus scale. Growth versus scaling. I'm on this powerful community morning meetup with David Shands, man. If it's off the chain, if you don't know nothing about it, you need to get with it. But before I could tell you and share this, because they were talking about scaling, this community is so good. Y'all know I used to say, AK, this is Ray coming to you live all the way from here. Where's here? Right here, AKA the old man. Well, the old man is officially dead. Thanks to Bryn, Michelle, and Akila. Bryn started off telling me, you know why? You're the only person with the issue being old, because you're the only one that always talk about it. Man up! I talked to Miss Michelle. When you shoot stuff out the community, they come and help. And I talked to Miss Michelle, and she was like, yo, why are you telling them people you old? Every time you say it, I just want to whoop you. Pow! I'm like, oh, okay. And then I talked to Akila. She said the reason why you think people don't want to engage with you is because you keep saying it. So stop saying it. And not only that, you be talking about stuff, we don't even know what you talk about. You be saying stuff like incubation and all this other stuff. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. You need to simplify your speaking. But look, okay. I had to get that out there because I'm also going to post this on the morning meetup Facebook page. But listen, right now, watch this. This is what I want to talk about. Because it's very important. I'm going to talk about growth versus scaling. What's the difference and why does it matter? Because you know there's a difference. You can scale for growth or you can scale to scale. Those are two different things because there's two different actions. What Dave was talking about, he's scaling up for growth. But you got to understand, when you scale up for growth, you're going to take a loss. I used to stay with me because you're going to have to add more resources. You might have to hire new employees. You might have to get new technology. You might have to get a brick and mortar. So even though your revenue is going to increase, listen, you're still going to take a hit because you have to provide more resources. Now you need to listen to this real quick. Don't jump off. Share this thing. Don't jump off. 74% of all small businesses that try to scale up for growth fail. I'm going to say that again. 74% of all small businesses that scale for growth fail. Keep that in there because I'm not going to do that on this one, but I'm going to tell you the 5 signs that can tell when you're ready to scale. But I need to first tell you the growth versus scaling. And when you scale to scale, that's the least. Listen, you say for instance you send out 10 emails a day. It's okay, I'm going to scale to scale. Well, I'm going to start sending out 100 emails a day. It doesn't cost me nothing. It's the same action. I don't have to create new resources. So let's get this thing started. Growth versus scaling. What's the difference and why does it matter? And you need to get your notebook, get a pen, copy this thing, but you need to do something because right now I'm going to hit you with some stuff. And think about it, because a lot of people talk about scaling. Okay, well, you need to know if you're going to scale for growth, 74%, because there's a whole lot of stuff that go along with scaling for growth. Okay, so in the modern business world, few ideas are more important than growth. You got to think about it. So I'm going to lay this foundation with you guys, and I'm trying to keep it as simple, because every time stock market fixtures like McDonald's and General Motors they're judged by their quarterly rates or by their quarterly growth rates. And a failure to grow can be what? Catastrophic for these. Oh, I keep hitting this thing. I got to stop hitting that thing because it makes sound. And it's catastrophic. Because all these big businesses, all these fortunes, they have to, watch this, they need to grow, right? They have to have a growth rate. But watch this, for young companies, entrepreneurs, and particularly startups, right? There's an equally strong fixture on scale. But watch this. How can a business not grow, but grow exponentially? Okay, how can a business not just grow, but need to grow exponentially? But so stay with me, guys. I hope just stay with me, okay? All right, let me wave to these people if you're still on. Let me hit you with a wave. Let me hit you with a wave. Let me hit you with a wave. Okay? Well, I guess you must be done. But anyway, so in many cases, watch this. Let me get this right. In many cases, for entrepreneurs, small business, struggling business, we want to put the cart before the horse. Listen to what I'm saying. Young startups need to build a product, create a strong brand identity, and establish a market, and then they can think about hypergrowth. See, you only been in business for a month. You only been in business for 6 months. You only been in the business a year, and you see all these other people doing all these great things, and you started off, and I need to get more customers. I need to get more customers. I need to get more clients. I need to make more money. Listen, okay. We're gonna talk about the hypergrowth shortly, but right now, watch this. I just want to explore for you guys the difference between growth and scaling. I'm just going to talk about that. We'll also dive into some key challenges for scaling companies and what companies need to do to achieve that insane growth. Okay, let's go. Growth versus scaling. Growth versus scaling up. Stay with me. And I'm trying to get this thing to where I'm not too complicated. My Les Squire, I got to give him a shout out to. It's my partner, one of my partners, right? And he always tell me, man, you got to talk more plain. Most of us, you be talking this stuff. We don't even know what we talk about. But hopefully, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. So let's begin with the most common distinction between these two terms. In general, we think of growth in terms. Watch this. A company adds new resources, meaning capital, people, or technology, and its revenue increases as a result. I'm gonna say that again. Let's begin with the most common distinction between these two terms. In general, we think of growth in linear terms as a company adds new resources, that means capital, people, or technology, and its revenue increases as a result. Okay? But contrast, scaling is when revenue increases without a substantial increase in resources. I'm going to say that again. I got somebody else on. Let me hit that wave thing. Listen, and I'm going to, as people jump on, I'm going to keep throwing this out there. 74% of all small businesses who try to scale for growth fail. And I'm trying to tell you the difference between scaling for growth and scaling up. So the contrast to scaling is when revenue increases without a substantial increase in resources. Watch this. Processes that scale are those that can be done in mass without extra effort. For example, email 10 people or email 1 million people. Same effort. You're just hitting the button. Okay, you're just hitting the button. It's real simple. It's real simple. Because what? You're just doing a mass emailing. Let me give you another example. An insurance company that scales business operations by simply switching to a cloud business phone system. Real simple. You're not adding anything. See, so understand, this is just the technical distinction between the two words. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to look a little closer. Let's talk about growing a business. Growing a business. Because that is the buzzword. I need to grow my business. I need to grow my business. I'm going to keep telling you, 74% of all small businesses, watch this, fail Because they don't understand about how to scale your business for growth. In reality, you really just want to scale for scaling, but no one is telling you the difference. Generally, seen as the definition of a successful company, growth refers to increasing revenue. I'm going to say that again. Generally seen as the definition of a successful company, growth refers to increasing revenue as a result of being in business. It can also refer to other aspects of the enterprise that are growing, like number of employees, amount of offices, how many clients that you're serving, things that almost are linked to growth of revenue. See, if you start getting more people, you start making more money. If you grow and you need more office space, you think you're making more money because you got to buy the office space. You need more employees because you get more business and you need more people. But watch this. The biggest problem, however, is that it takes a lot of resources to sustain constant growth. Listen, write that down. If anybody's listening, can you put that in that comment? Sustain constant growth. It takes a lot of resources to sustain constant growth. Take, for example, an advertising agency that currently has 5 people, okay? Just take that for granted. Just take that as an example. But which is about to take on 5 more clients. You got, watch this, you have 5 clients, you're getting ready to take on 5 more clients, right? Increasing the number of companies it sells to will bring in more money. We understand that. That is like A, B, and C. But chances are it won't be able to get the work done without hiring more people. Why? You got more. You got 10 clients now opposed to 5. You only have 1 employee, so now you need to add at least 1 other employee to sustain your growth. So it's going to cost you something, even though you just increased your revenue. Okay? Because of this, financial growth can only be achieved while making larger losses too. Wow. Let me break that thing down real quick. Because of this, because you grow, financial growth can only be achieved while making larger losses. What do we mean? You're hiring more people. You're getting more technical stuff. You're doing all this stuff that's increasing capital. You need to have capital to do these things. That's why 74% of all small businesses that scale up, right? They try to scale up too fast. Do not understand that you have to have the capital to sustain the scale up. Companies that offer professional services like the advertising agency above will always have to deal with this problem. So if you, listen, can you relate to this? Are you relating to this? Taking on more clients leads to hiring more people to support them. So right now, some of y'all who are coaches, some of y'all who are consultants, some of y'all were in the service industry, right? Or the product. So you're getting all these new orders, you're getting all these new customers, you're getting all this new stuff, right? Right? And that's one way you can still, that's a sign to scale up. But it's going to cost you something to provide this service. While increasing revenue by adding clients, it has to increase costs at the same time. So look, you're getting more revenue and you're adding more clients, but it's also going to cost you, it's going to be a cost associated with that at the same time because you have to do more stuff. You have to use more resources. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about growing a business. Now, real quick, let me talk about scaling a business. And you know what, I'm on Instagram. And I'm probably on here too long because that's why it's called Instagram. I should be no longer than 4 or 5 minutes. But I'm going to do this anyway. Hopefully somebody will stay, somebody won't stay. So let's talk about scaling a business. Okay? Because of the costs associated with growth, modern funders have been obsessed with the ideal of scaling. I'm telling you what, you can't tell me. I was listening in my community this morning. Boy, people want to scale up. You gotta scale up. Scale, but you gotta be able to sustain. Right? You gotta be able to sustain. So let's talk about scaling a business. The key difference with growth is that scale is achieved by increasing revenue without incurring specific costs. So here's the difference. When you're scaling to scale, right, you're going to increase your revenue, but you're going to have the least amount of cost or least amount incurring cost or the least amount of adding resources while you just scale to scale. While adding customers and revenue exponentially, costs should only increase incrementally, if at all, because you're just scaling to scale. Let me give you a great example. A great example of a company that successfully figured out how to scale is Google. Y'all all know Google. Y'all all know Google, which in recent years have been adding customers, either paying business clients or ad-supported free users, while being able to keep costs at a minimum. You got to be, wait a minute, hold on. Watch this. As of 2017, that's a long time ago. It's probably way more now. I got to upgrade my statistics. It has 7 products with over 1 million active users each. A billion active users each, while only employing about 88,000 people. Wow. The difference between growth and scaling becomes more clear when a company isn't a startup anymore. Wow. So, but it's not a large corporation there either. But you got to come out that startup stage, but you don't have to be a large corporation. When I tell you the 5 things the 5 signs that you need to scale, I'm not going to take it that day because we're just talking about the difference between scaling and growth, right? At this critical stage, the business will have to decide between growing at a regular rate or switching over to a faster company scale. I'm going to say that again. When you get to this point, you got to determine, are you going to scale for growth or are you going to scale for scaling? Do you have the capital to scale for growth, to sustain that growth, to constantly sustain that growth? So if it wants a shot at making a lasting impact on the industry and perhaps even society as a whole, it has to be done without accumulating a high amount of overhead. Wow. That's deep. You see, so we're getting a lot of. Let me finish this off, and then I'm gonna share on this. And here's the thing: there's no clear-cut path to successful scaling. I just gave you some stuff. What's the difference? If there was, it would be much less impressive to build a $1 million company. There are a couple of things to keep in mind, however, and what are those things? That you have to decide. That you're going to have to make a decision, right? Do you want to scale for growth? And are you prepared to scale for growth? Or do you want to scale to scale that you can increase your revenue at the least amount of new resources that you have to come to? So, you got to stop getting caught up with the fads, getting caught up with the name things, with the scaling and this and that, and people telling you to scale up. You got to scale up. Are you prepared? Are you ready to scale? Listen, which way do you want to scale, for growth or for scaling? You have to determine that. I'm going to say this. I've been saying it. 74%. Let me go over here, IG. 74%. Let me go over here. 74% of all small businesses fail when they try to scale up. Wow. That is deep. These are the information that you need. These are some of the things that you need to know before you start doing stuff that you think everybody else is doing, but everybody else ain't doing, because you don't know what's going on there back office. You don't know the struggle and all that stuff they're doing, and they're telling you one thing, but there's a struggle in the back. Because they have not set up, they have not prepared to scale up for growth. And guess what? Do you want to become a statistic in the 74% that fails? Or do you want to be a statistic in the 26% that succeed? It's your call. Hey, look, this guy Ray coming to you live all over from here. We're here right here. And look, like we always say here at Silk Financial, God loves you and I love you. It ain't nothing you can do about it. And you know what I say, like they say down in New Orleans? You heard me? Baby. Holla. Peace out. And just for y'all that came on late, especially my people in the morning meetup, because I'm on this thing. If y'all make it this far looking at my stuff, and hopefully you're dead, because we're talking about growth and scaling. AKA the old man is dead. You will never hear me say AKA The whole band is there. Thank you, Bren. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Akila. Peace out. Holla.